it was exciting at the time. You know what I mean? I remember being told I was subbing John Pick at the time. Obviously, really close to him. And obviously, God rest his soul. He was a lovely man. He sat next to me in the team meeting, and the gaffer's named the team against Sheffield Wednesday. He's named the subs. I was sat there doing jobs at the time, and he's named me on the bench. And John was sat there next to me. He just put his arm around me and just said, "Listen, you'll come on today because we'll be winning. You know what I mean? I've got every faith in the team that the manager's picked, and you'll get an opportunity, and it's down to you to take it." He said, "No one deserves a chance more than you." And I had so much belief in what I had to do. You know, it was obviously a Friday night game. It was Good Friday, I think. Sky live on Sky. Sell out of the Riverside. Obviously, Chris Freestone made his full debut. He scored. I think Jan scored another couple, and then I came on with about 8 minutes to go, and it was the longest 8 minutes I think I've ever played. It was. I got a few touches. To be fair, it was nice. I watched the video back a few times. Didn't get the ball away. You know, I didn't get the ball away once in the time I was on, which is so pleasing and so strange for a young lad, because I did a couple of straight passes, but the ball ended up getting to where I wanted. I didn't kick it properly, put it into a channel which somebody got, and it was nice, and I was very raw. And you know what I mean? I watched it back now, and you know what I mean? It gives me so much pride. You know what I mean? Because I got brought down to earth straight away. That the game finished at, I think it was 9 o'clock or whatever, 9:15, and I was cleaning boots, cleaning the changing rooms before I had to go home. You know, so it was like a baptism of fire straight away. That I'd gone from making my Premier League debut 1 second to then cleaning boots straight after, which I didn't mind, because you know what I mean. I love the club, and you know what I mean. It wasn't anything that I lived the dream and I wanted to do it, but that gave me such an appetite to go and do it again, and go and do it again, and go and do it again. And obviously, my next progression was my full debut, which happened obviously the following week, which was just a dream which no one can ever take it away.
Yeah. So after making your first appearance off the bench, how quickly was the discussion after that of, you know, you're going to be starting the next game?
No one had the discussion with me. It was done behind the scenes. It was, you know, I mean, an interesting story behind the game was, obviously we played Liverpool the following weekend away from home, and I shared a room in the hotel with Jan, which was great experience for me. We watched Question of Sport, and Jan answered all the questions. He was just a head full of knowledge. He was great. He was great to be around. I was bouncing ideas off him, and we had a conversation. I remember this because I remember like it was yesterday. He'd never played at Anfield before, so he was really excited, thinking he was going to make his first full game, his first game at Anfield, and things. Obviously, it was Ian Rush's last game ever, so obviously there was loads on the game. And what I didn't know is Brian Robson had rung my mum and dad on the Friday and told them that I was starting, so told them to go to the game, not to tell me. So when I spoke to my dad on the morning of the game, like I always would, and my mum, they didn't say they were in Liverpool. They didn't say they were going to the game. They didn't give me any inkling at all. We got to the change rooms at Liverpool, and the manager named the team. He put me in the starting 11. He put Jan on the bench. It was a little bit uncomfortable for half an hour until Jan obviously came over, and he was great. You know, and he got me through the warm up. But then obviously the mistake from the kit man that he hadn't put a shirt in for me, because the manager hadn't told him. The manager hadn't told him that I was starting. So I didn't have a shirt with my name on the back. They had to ring the Premier League for special dispensation to play with a blank shirt if they could find one. So the manager went hunting around Liverpool for Middlesbrough fans somewhere to swap his match-worn shirt, which he wasn't wearing that day, and got me a blank one, which obviously I've got to the day, which still doesn't have my name on it, because I would just refuse to put it on, because I only wore it the once, and that was the shirt which was never ever going to leave me.
Looking back now, although your mum and dad didn't tell you what they knew about you starting that game, was there any kind of did they give you any subtle kind of nuggets or anything, or little bits of advice before going into the game that you might not have picked on at the time?
But my dad just said, listen, he said, the chances are you'll get on, you know what I mean? And listen, he said, savour every minute. You know, he said, it's Ian Rush's last game. He said, the Cop, he said, Anfield. He said, I'd been there previously to watch Middlesbrough. I went twice in my lifetime to watch Middlesbrough. We got walloped every time. It was always a nice place to go, because you always got to see loads of goals. And, you know what I mean, with John Barnes and Ian Rush and John Aldridge, you know what I mean? It was always a nice place to go and get a family atmosphere and stuff. But I remember the Guard of Honour when Rushy came out with his kids, and walking down the old tunnel at Anfield with, you know what I mean, with a badge on, and that was really, really scary. Obviously coming down and coming out and thinking, this is real, you know what I mean, this is real, and shaking people's hands in the line, which I'd never done before. You know what I mean, this is all something new. This is something that you never get used to. And I remember the handshake from Neil Ruddock, and he just said, "You're mine today," and I just thought, well, yeah, whatever. You know, what I mean, like you do. And,
you're not like.
And he was, to be honest, he gave me the hardest afternoon I think I'd ever had in football. But I grew up I think I played 70, 71 minutes, because I came off just as Stan Collymore scored. he grabbed me, he punched me, he pinned me down, he kicked me, he did everything to me. And then after the game, he bought me a pint, which was obviously credit to the man. And he was honest. He said, "Listen, this is the hardest game. One of the hardest games of the season you give me." He said, "You ran the channels. I hate that." He said, "You got hold of the ball. He said, you were lively." I was just more gutted I couldn't drink the pint because the gaffer wouldn't let me. I was still 16. He wouldn't let me drink it. So I don't know where. Razor probably drunk that, but no, it was a moment in my life which, you know, I mean, not many 16-year-olds get an opportunity to play for the club, but to play at Anfield, to play in Rush's last game, it was loads of boxes ticked that afternoon, which can never be relived.